we should start now. Okay, so am I audible, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Myself Rohit, and I am a student of Ramjas College, currently pursuing my bachelor's, and I will be your host today. And this session is all about group discussion, and the guest for our today's session is Mr. Karthik Sani. He is the alumni of Ramjas College, and you can say he won many debates till now, whether it's inter-college debates or intra-college debates, and he will be telling you some strategies, some facts, or some tricks, ideas for group discussion. And we all know that group discussion is something which will surely help us in getting jobs in the corporate world after college. So I would like to thanks everyone for joining this session, and obviously Mr. Karthik sir. So over to you, Karthik sir. You can start now.
All right. Thank you very much. Am I audible properly, Rohit?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You are completely
Yeah.
audible, sir. Yes.
All right. So, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Okay. So, I am sharing my screen. Okay.
Yeah. Guys, please switch on your camera if you're comfortable, please.
Yeah. So, hello, friends. I am Tartit. As Rohit said, I have graduated from Ramjas College. I recently completed my law from Faculty of Law, Delhi University, DU, and it's a privilege for me to address you all and to meet you all virtually. And I am thankful to the CDF and the whole society and all the members for giving me this responsibility. So today we will be dealing about group discussion. So as many of you might be knowing already, and some of you might be in some societies. So there is a two or three step to that in any society, and similar as is the case with the society. Similarly, it happens with the companies or for the jobs at the later stage. So generally, there is some written exam or some sort of an exam. After that, there is a group discussion, and after that, there is an interview. So there are basically three steps mainly. It's not that every company follows it, but most of the companies follows it. So today we will be dealing about with the basics of GD, that is group discussion, and the tips regarding it. So yeah, so let's proceed. So regarding group discussion, first of all, let's see about the difference between group discussion and personal interview. So personal interview is actually it's about the like a question answer round where one person or a panelist asks you questions and you have to answer it. So personal interview, also known as PI, is like a one-on-one conversation, while group discussion is a team activity where one shares views, but they may or may not be necessarily answering the pointed questions. In personal interview, the focus is on the individual to whom the question is asked, while in group discussion, the focus is on all the members. It's not on one individual only, but it's on all the individuals at the same time. In personal interview, there is a lot of emphasis on the speaking part. That how are you answering whatever has been asked to you, and to answer anything, you need to have some knowledge about that. While in group discussion, speaking is important, but along with that, listening is equally important. So, in as we are undergoing this session, in this maybe I might be speaking a lot more than you people, but me listening to you and you listening to me is equally important. So in group discussion, listening is as equally important as speaking. And in group discussion, the observer or the examiner, they they look at your reaction, that how are you reacting to the different ideas, that whether you are listening to other people or not. So what is the group discussion eventually? Group discussion is actually a format where a topic is being given to you. It happens in a team of 8 to 10 or 12 members, and the definite time period is given to you. And then you are expected to present your views on that topic, and you may agree with the topic, you may disagree, and you can say anything or everything which is related to the topic. So that happens in the group, and an observer or someone is always watching you. Yes. So there might be some questions which you may have in your mind regarding the group discussion. So let's proceed to them. First, should we try to be the first speaker in any GD? Generally, what we see is that be it GD or in any event, people want to listen to others or people want to see others, and then they want to do it themselves. People hesitate in doing something first of all. So the question is, should we try to be the first speaker, or should we wait for others to start, and then we can join? Second, does 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 more we speed stronger is our impression on the examiner or observer? Third, does being silent means that you do not have anything to speak? Sometimes we remain silent. Does it mean that we don't have any knowledge? Or does it mean that we are providing others the chance to speak? Yeah. Also, if anybody has any problem, you can always comment here, or you can ask me in between also. Else we can ask in the questions. या सो ग्रुप डिस्कशन फॉर्मेट कैन हैव सम वेरिएशंस. तो बेसिकली क्या होता है कि जनरली आपको 5 या 10 मिनट या 15 मिनट दिए जाते हैं, तो एक टॉपिक दिया जाता है और उस पर आपको बोलना होता है. बट it's not the same in every event. Sometimes there is a fixed time for which you have to speak, and it's up to you that how you all are going to use that time. While in some events there is a fixed opening time period for every individual. Every speaker is being given 30 seconds or 1 minute to make the opening statement, and in the similar way there is a time limit for every speaker to make a concluding statement. So it varies from event to event, but generally it's of 10 minutes or 15 minutes only, and it's up to the participants how they want to use it, whether someone want to speak individually for 5 minutes, or whether you want to speak for only 1 minute. Yeah. So in most of the GDs there is a fixed duration for the whole discussion, but separate time is not allotted for each speaker. While in some GDs, specific time period of 30 seconds or 1 minute is allotted to each individual for making opening statement. In some GDs, specific time can also be allotted to each speaker for making closing statement or giving summary. Summary is basically a conclusion of what all has happened in the event. And sometimes it happens that those people are asked to give the summary who have spoken the least in the whole session. So summary is also an equal important part. And how much one should speak or when to stop is mostly dependent on the participant's choice. If nobody has been stopping you, you may continue to speak. But if there are other people who also want to speak, then maybe after making your point, you can take a pause and allow others to speak. Points to be followed. First, be confident and look in the eyes of the people while speaking and listening to them. As I said, speaking is important, but listening is also important. So be confident and look in the eyes of the people. Next point, body language should be positive. It should not feel that you are underconfident or you are nervous or something like that. Be cheerful with a smile and use your hands while speaking if possible. Yeah. So if generally all that used to happen in physical environment only, but now it's happening virtually also. So if you can use your hand, if the other people are seeing you, then you can use your hand. It also varies from person to person. Yeah. Another is show reaction through your choice of words, but do not thump table or something similar. So sometimes it may happen that you may agree with the other person. Then maybe you can point out like this, and sometimes you may be angry, but don't make faces. Don't be irritated. Don't sit like this, or do something like that. Or if you are angry, don't do something like this or something like making sound like this. And these things show that you are too much emotional, or maybe you don't have emotions in your control. So it may leave a negative impression on the other people. Also, in some events or some organization, you may guess that what can be the topics, or you can make an idea that maybe that such things can be asked in the topic. So it's better if you can guess about the topic, that you are prepared beforehand. If else also, it means it's always expected from the people, from the students, from the aspirants, that you are aware of the company for which you are applying, for the society which you are applying, or you are aware of the place where you live in, or you are aware of the things happening around us. You are expected to have at least a common sense and the knowledge of the things around us. Most of the topics of GDs are based on that only, and it always helps to have some knowledge on the subject matter. And if you don't have, uh, then there might be a time that you might find yourself struggling. Yes. So proceeding, pitch, that is highness or lowness of the tone. Highness or lowness of the tone of the voice is very important. Pitch basically means that that on what words, on what phrase or what sentence you want to stress upon, and on what you don't want to stress upon. So you might have observed me that I put more energy when I said stress upon, while I put less energy in the remaining sentence. So pitch is about that only. That at some points of the sentence you want the other person to give all of your attention to your words only, while at some you may not want. While speaking, one should know on what point or points they need more attention of other participants. So if you are speaking for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, it may not be possible that every statement of yours is very important, but one or two statement of yours can be very important, as happens with you in the exams. In exams, when it's about heading or some important top headline, or important phrase, or a writer or a author, then either you use different pen to highlight that, or you use a highlighter, or you use a scale to underline all those points. In the same way, while speaking, you should be aware that what is very important in your speech, and at that points you should try that people give attention to you. Also, it's better to stop after some time instead of speaking unnecessarily for the sake of speaking. Group discussion is about speaking, but it does not mean that you will continue to speak only. That you will keep on speaking even when you don't have any worthy things to say. It's also said that it's better to remain quiet if you don't have anything important to say. But it doesn't mean that you should remain silent for the whole time. You need to speak, but if you have made your point, then it's better to quit. It's better to pause. Also, give other people the chance to speak. It's considered as a good move. It does not mean that you have gave up to them. It does not mean that you don't have anything left to say. Speak your point, give others the chance, take a pause, think what more you can say. There might be something which you wanted to say but you forgot. Remember that, and then when the chance has been given to you again, you can speak. Yeah. So our first question was to be the first speaker. So in the beginning of GD, in the beginning of the group discussion, as I said, as is a human nature, human want to see others, to analyze them, to observe them, and then they want to copy them with by making some modification. People are generally don't have much confidence to start afresh. So they first want to see or listen others, and then they want to proceed. So basically, in the starting of the GD, you may get more chance to speak if you are confident or if you want to speak. While towards the later phase of the GD, even if you want to speak, you may not be able to get the chance. So in the beginning of GD, people tend to listen, while in the later phase, people get more ideas and want to speak. Thus, if you have good knowledge on the topic, if you want the attention of the people, and if you think you can do justice with the topic, then surely you should take the mic and you should start as the first speaker. As I said, as I have written here, first speaker always gets the most attention of others. So if you have good knowledge on the topic, then don't hesitate in taking the mic. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप उस टॉपिक के बारे में अच्छे से जानते हैं, उस टॉपिक के बारे में बहुत चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो आपको पता हैं, जो शायद दूसरों को पता भी ना हो, तो आप तो ज़रूर उस पर बोलना चाहिए। आप इसका इंतज़ार ना करें कि कोई और बोलेगा फिर मैं बोलूँगा, क्योंकि इंतज़ार करने में बहुत बार ये भी हो सकता है कि आप जो बोलना चाहते थे वो पॉइंट कोई और बोल दे। तो एक बार तो किसी और ने वो पॉइंट बोल दिया, तो फिर आप उसे रिपीट करेंगे तो उस बात में उतना उससे उतनी वैल्यू नहीं रहेगी। बिकॉज इट्स ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्टेड दैट अगर 8 लोग हैं किसी भी ग्रुप डिस्कशन में, तो 8 लोगों से कुछ नया निकले। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो 8 ने बोल दिया सब वही रिपीट कर रहे हैं, और रिपीट कर रहे हैं तो उसमें कुछ नया ऐड करिए। थोड़ा बहुत कॉपी करने में इशू नहीं है, बट कुछ आपकी नोवेल्टी होनी चाहिए, कुछ आपका अपना होना चाहिए। यस। So at the same time, do not take on the podium first if you are not very sure or less matter on the subject of the discussion. It may end up creating the bad impression of yours on others. तो सिर्फ इसलिए कि फर्स्ट स्पीकर तो अटेंशन ज़्यादा मिलती है, आप कोई भी टॉपिक मिले और आप स्टार्ट हो जाएं, ऐसा नहीं करना है। इफ़ यू थिंक यू नो वेल then you should, and if you think you cannot, then wait for others to start, and once they start, maybe you will get more ideas. You will get to know that what all can be spoken on this topic, and in this way you can continue. Some more insights. Always try to bring novelty in the discussion. Think from a different perspective. Be it any debate, any discussion, any topic. What happens is that the first idea that comes in your mind is generally the idea which comes in the mind of all the people. So it's always good to think beyond that. कभी भी कोई टॉपिक मिलता है, कोई कोर्स में असाइनमेंट मिलता है, तो सब लोग डूडल करते हैं। ऑल्सो आज टीचर्स डे है, एंड डूडल बीइंग द ग्रेटेस्ट टीचर ऑफ ऑल। सो सब डूडल करते हैं, और डूडल पे सबसे पहले मिलता है, पीपल ट्राई टू कॉपी दैट। इंस्टेड ऑलवेज थिंक दैट आप औरों से डिफरेंट कैसे हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि जब तक आप डिफरेंट नहीं है, सो हाउ हाउ विल यू स्टैंड आउट। किसी भी जीडी में या किसी भी इस टाइप के इंटरव्यूज में आप तो औरों से बेहतर या औरों से अलग नजर आना है। इसलिए जो डूडल पे सबसे पहले आए या जो जो थॉट आपके माइंड में सबसे पहले आए, बहुत ज़्यादा चांसेस हैं वही सब और लोगों के लिए भी वही सेम होगा। इसलिए थिंक फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव। अगर लोग सोच रहे हैं कि ऐसा ही होगा, तो आप ये मत मानो कि ऐसा ही होगा, आप सोचो कि ऐसा होगा। एंड there is another formula which you might have already heard: 5W and 1H. H means how, 5W means why, what, when, where, who. तो तभी भी तो टॉपिक मिलता है, be it GD, be it anything in the life. Always use this 5W and 1H theory, और फिर सोचें कि वहाँ पे किस किस क्वेश्चन का आप आंसर दे सकते हैं, and try to include all those points while speaking. Generally, do not repeat what someone has already said. Yes. So जो किसी ने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया है, अब वो बोलिए, उससे और आगे बढ़िए। किसी ने अपनी बात जहाँ खत्म करी है, वहां से आप बात को कंटिन्यू करिए और आगे बढ़िए। जैसे रिले रेस में होता है, फर्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट रन्स एंड देन ही गिव द बेटन टू अनदर प्लेयर रन्स। उसी तरह से जीडी में व्हेन समवन स्टॉप्स और व्हेन यू स्टॉप समवन, उसके बाद आप वहां से प्रोसीड करिए। आप उस जीडी में जो एक मे भी हो सकता है बड़ा मोनोटोनस सा डिस्कशन चल रहा हो, उसमें आप एक नया एंगल लाइए। अगर सब सब सेम रोड पे चल रहे हैं, तो आप वहाँ सब वहाँ डिस्टेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, तो आप डिस्प्लेसमेंट की बात करिए कि अगर ये रास्ता सीधा जाता हुआ आपको नजर आ रहा है, बट क्या सीधा है, और क्या क्या जिस रास्ते पे सब चल रहे हैं उसका कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव पाथ हो सकता है। एज इज द फ्रेज द रोड नॉट टेकन और द ऑल्टरनेटिव पाथ, तो हमेशा वो सोचिए। एंड इन एनी जीडी use some phrases also, like if you are agreeing to another person, you may say I got your point. If you are partially agree, you may say I got your point, but I think on this point you may think more, or if you differ, if you have different opinion, then you may say I differ from your point in the way, or you may say sorry, I beg to differ from you, or if you agree with another person, you may say I support him, or you may say I support X on this point. So you may be agreeing with one point of one person, but you may be disagreeing with another point of him or her. So you may say I support X on this, but I disagree on this, or you can say I sat in this. So these are some phrases, and there are some more phrases also, and there are multiple phrases. And basically, GD is not about reading and learning. GD is about practicing. More you practice, more you will become better. And how to practice? To practice at your stage where you are now in the college times, you can give auditions for the different societies. You may try for some NGOs. You may try for some organizations which are providing internship. And even if you don't want to get in the society, or if you don't want to get in the organization, if you don't want to work, even then just give them for your test, to check how much knowledge you have, to check how much experience you have of GD, of PI, and evaluate yourself. If you get in there, it's nice. If you not, then also you will learn something. And it's not about sitting idle. It's about doing there, be participative, and making mistakes. More you make mistakes, more you learn, and keep learning. One day you will earn also. So proceeding insights. Listen carefully to all the other participants. It will give you the chance to raise valid questions. So when others are speaking, it does not mean that you have to sit idle, that you will shut your mouth as well as shut your ears, and you will not listen to other people. But listen to what other person are saying. It will give you more perspective. It will give you more ideas, and you will also get the chance to raise valid questions. If anyone says something which feels extraordinary to you, or which feels problematic to you, then maybe you can stop the other person, and you may interrupt them and ask the questions. Also, by listening others, you get the chance, you get the chance, or you may know when is the right time for you to interrupt others. You will also be in a position to give summary of the whole discussion if asked to do so. As I said earlier, sometimes it happens that in any GD, there are one or two people who speaks a lot. So if it's a 10 minutes GD, there might be one or two people who are speaking for 3 minutes or 4 minutes, while other might be speaking for 1 minute or 2 minutes, while one or two person will speak just for the sake of speaking. They will not speak much, and observer keenly look at those people, and in the end they may ask such people to give the summary of the whole discussion. So always be active in the GD, and be an active listener. There are two types of listener. One is a passive listener, another is an active listener. Passive listener is someone who shows that he is listening to it, but actually he is not listening. Who is hearing and listening are two different things. Hearing means that you are listening to every sound, that you are hearing every sound which is coming your way. But listening means that you are hearing as well as you are paying attention. So listening is required, and active listening is required. So whenever another person is speaking, always pays attention to them what they are speaking. Also, it's not an hard and fast rule, but in any discussion, always try to speak in the beginning. Beginning does not mean to be the first speaker only, but to be in the initial minutes. Always try to speak in the initial minutes, and always try to speak in the last minutes, in the later phase. And apart from that, try to speak once or twice in between. So overall, try to speak 3 or 4 times in any discussion. If many people want to speed, then you may restrict yourself a little, but it does not mean that you will allow others to speak and you will not say anything. Because if you remain silent for the whole period, the observer or examiner may think that you don't have anything to say. Yeah, so It's basically about the maintain balance, and maintain balance comes after practice only. So if nobody is interested in speaking much, then surely you should take as much time as possible. And if there are many people, and if you think they are speaking worthy enough, then allow them to speak, but also make your points. Yes. So that's all what I wanted to say, and that's how can you connect with me. My email ID is tartitsani@gmail.com. I also have a blog where I post my articles, and the link is provided here. I have also mentioned my contact. If you want, you may use this. I also have a YouTube channel where I try to guide the new aspirants and I try to motivate people, mainly the college students. So you can also see that. So अब वसीम बरेलवी साहब का एक शेर है, अगर आपने नाम सुना हो तो, मशहूर शायर हैं वसीम बरेलवी साहब। तो उन्होंने कहा है कि कौन सी बात कहाँ कैसे कही जाती है, कौन सी बात कहाँ कैसे कही जाती है, ये सलीता हो तो हर बात सुनी जाती है, ये सलीता हो तो हर बात सुनी जाती है। सो if you know the manner in which to speak, then people will listen what you speak. So it's not about just speaking. You are not a TV or some machine that once the GD starts, then you will keep on speaking and speaking without thinking what you are speaking. So always think before you speak and speak after thinking, because words once spoken cannot be cannot be brought back. So that's all in the presentation. If you have any queries, I will be happy to answer them. Thank you for your time. Over to you, Rohit.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That was such a great and insightful session. And guys, if you have any query, then you may ask, sir. And I will surely send his contact details in the group so that you can contact him anytime.
Also, if you have any suggestions, you can give to me. If you think I was very fast or something like that, or I should speed on something more, you can also ask me that, or maybe can convey to me later also.
Yep, any suggestion or any kind of even criticism you want to do, then please, we would love to.
I want to ask something.
Yeah, please go
Yes.
ahead, Lily.
So basically, if we are sitting in a GD and I have a very less knowledge about the topic and I can speak only for a 1 minute or a 2 minute maximum. So what should I do?
So in such cases, what generally happens is that at starting you may not have much knowledge about any topic, but once the first speaker starts speaking, eventually you might be able to know what he is speaking, and as the time proceed, after one speaker or two speaker, somehow you will get to know, or some ideas will come to you eventually. सो जब जब कोई भी जीडी स्टार्ट हो रहा है, तो हो सकता है आपको टॉपिक सुन के ऐसा लगे, यार क्या टॉपिक है, मैंने तो आज तक कभी सुना भी नहीं, ये क्या होता है। बट जब एक या दो स्पीकर बोलेंगे, तो हो सकता है आप उससे रिलेट करने लगें, और जितना टाइम प्रोसीड करेगा, तो हो सकता है आपके और आइडियाज़ और आ जाएँ। क्योंकि जैसा बोलते भी हैं कि बुक्स पढ़ने से या जो भी है, आप जितना दूसरों से सुनते हैं या बुक्स पढ़ते हैं, मूवीज़ देखते हैं, उतने आपके आइडियाज़ और डेवलप होते हैं। और तो इस हो सकता है जब भी जीडी चल रहा है, तो विद द टाइम यू विल प्रोसीड। लेकिन टॉपिक एकदम ही अलग है, आप उस फील्ड से हैं ही नहीं, तो मे बी ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि पूरा जीडी खत्म हो जाए और आपको पता ही नहीं चले बात क्या हुई है। तो उसका तो एक मतलब ये भी हो सकता है कि यू आर आउट ऑफ द प्लेस फॉर दैट सोसाइटी और दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। और तभी भी जीडी लेने जा रहे हैं, तो एक जनरल एक्सपेक्टेशन तो ये है कि आप थोड़ा सा प्रिपेयर करते जाएंगे, आप उम्मीद करेंगे कि क्या क्या आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, और जो जनरल नॉलेज है वो आप तो होनी चाहिए हमेशा। यस।
Okay, thank you.
वेलकम।
And adding to this one more question, अगर हम लाइक हम स्टार्ट ही करने वाले हैं और कोई ऐसा सामने बैठा है कोई पर्सन जो बार बार पॉइंट्स काटे जा रहा है, मतलब कि चांस ही नहीं मिल रहा बोलने का, देन उस केस में क्या करना चाहिए?
सी देखिए, बहुत किसी भी जीडी में ना डिफरेंट टाइप के पीपल होते हैं। कुछ लोग तो ये लगता है कि हम जितना ज़्यादा बोलेंगे उतना हम ऑब्जर्वर या एग्जामिनर की आंखों में आएंगे या उतनी वो हमें अटेंशन देगा। तो कुछ लोग बार बार बोलना चाहते हैं, मतलब हो सकता है उन्होंने 2 पॉइंट्स अपने कन्वे कर दिए हैं, 2 बातें अच्छी बोली हैं, उसके अलावा वो चाहे फालतू बोल रहे हो पर वो बोलना चाहते हैं। तो ऐसे में जब आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं और आप देखते हैं कि दूसरा व्यक्ति बहुत बोले जा रहा है, तो आप उससे बोल सकते हैं सर और देखिए हमेशा बीच जीडी और या कहीं और की भी बात हो, आप जो भी अपनी बात बोलनी है अपनी बात हमेशा बोलिए। बस इट्स अबाउट आप उसे कन्वे कैसे कर रहे हैं। जैसे मैंने अभी कहा कि सलीका क्या है आपका बोलने का, तो तो बहुत ही पोलाइटली आप बोलिए, सर आई गॉट योर पॉइंट, सर आई रिस्पेक्ट योर व्यू, या या जो आपने कहा हम उसे समझ रहे हैं, और सर इट्स अ जीडी, एवरीवन शुड गेट अ चांस, एंड इफ यू मे अलाउ देन आई आल्सो वांट टू पुट फॉरवर्ड माय पॉइंट। और जनरली क्या होता है कि आप अब सवाल क्या पूछ रहे हैं ना, इससे आप बहुत बार आंसर डिसाइड हो जाता है। तो अगर आप इस टाइप से पूछेंगे, इफ यू मे अलाउ मी टू आल्सो स्पीक, तो कहीं ना कहीं उससे आपको अलाउ करना पड़ेगा और चुप होना पड़ेगा। और वहीं अगर आप थोड़ा एंग्री होते बोलेंगे तो उससे एक गलत मैसेज जाएगा। आप ऐसे बोलेंगे कि सर आई गॉट योर पॉइंट, नाउ आई वांट टू स्पीक, तो हो सकता है उसे उतना अच्छा ना लगे। और बेसिकली बहुत बार क्या होता है कि लोग आप क्वेश्चन, जैसे हम कोई भी जीडी स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं और आपको फर्स्ट स्पीकर बनना है और आपको लगता है आपको अच्छे से आता है, तो ऐसे मोमेंट में आप क्या कर सकते हैं, आप ये बोल सकते हैं that if if you may if nobody has any issue then I would like to be the first speaker। जब आप ऐसे पूछते हैं if nobody has any issue, तो जनरली कोई कुछ बोलता नहीं है। तो और वहाँ वहाँ उनका साइलेंट रहने का मतलब ये हो जाता है कि उन्होंने आपको कंसेंट दे दिया या उन्होंने आपको यस बोल दिया है। तो आप पूछ रहे हैं इफ नोबडी हैज एनी इशू देन आई वांट टू प्रोसीड। तो ऐसे में वो जनरली कोई ना यस बोलता है ना नो बोलता है, बट वहाँ उनका साइलेंट रहना अपने आप में यस बोल रहा है, वहाँ इम्प्लाइड यस है, तो वहाँ आपका एडवांटेज है। वहीं पर अगर आप उनसे बोलेंगे दैट दैट इफ यू ऑल से यस देन आई वुड लाइक टू प्रोसीड, तो वहाँ यस नहीं बोलेंगे, तो वहाँ इम्प्लाइडली उनका आंसर नो हो जाएगा और आपको चुप रहना पड़ेगा। तो बहुत बार आपका सवाल भी मैटर करता है। बट वही है कि जैसा मैंने कहा, जब भी अगर आपका पॉइंट है, दूसरे तो सुनिए लेकिन अपना भी बोलते रहिए आप। और अगर बहुत ज़्यादा जीडी एट क्यूरियोसिटी के रूप में आ जाता है, सब चिल्लाने लगते हैं, तो ऐसे में तो ऑब्जर्वर या एग्जामिनर भी बीच में इंटरफेयर करते हैं, ऑल्दो दे डोंट वांट टू, बट फिर उन्हें करना पड़ता है। क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग में लोग नहीं बोलते हैं, स्टार्टिंग के 1 मिनट 2 मिनट सब चुप चुप रहते हैं, सब सुनते हैं, और जब लास्ट के 2-3 मिनट होते हैं सब चिल्लाने लगते हैं। सब चिल्लाएंगे तो आवाज़ तो किसी की आएगी नहीं, समझ ही नहीं आएगा। तो फिर लास्ट में ये होता है कि शुरू में जिसने जितना बोल दिया, लास्ट में उन्हें चांस मिलता है जिन्होंने शुरू में नहीं बोला है। इसलिए बहुत बार ये एडवांटेज इसलिए भी हो जाता है कि आपने शुरू में नहीं बोला है तो आप लास्ट में बोल सकते हैं। बट बहुत कुछ लास्ट के लिए मत छोड़िएगा। ऐसा ना हो कि आपने सोचा मैं लास्ट में बोलूँगा, मैं लास्ट में एक बढ़िया सा पॉइंट दूँगा और फिर मुझे याद रखा जाएगा। ऐसा ना हो कि आपको चांस ही ना मिले, आपका पॉइंट आप तक ही रह गया, तो फिर आपने कन्वे क्या किया। सो ये पूरा बैलेंस का खेल है और ये सब टाइम के साथ आता है। मतलब जीडी मेरे एक सेशन से या एक बुक पढ़ने से जीडी या इंटरव्यू क्लियर नहीं होते हैं। तो उसमें थोड़ा आपको प्रैक्टिस के साथ ये सब आएगा। ऑल्सो if you people want, I would be happy to share this PPT with all of you। या मैं मीन्स किसी भी जैसे मेरे साथ डॉली ने कोऑर्डिनेट किया है, सो आई हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड हर द पीपीटी विद हर एंड शी मे शेयर इट फर्दर इफ यू पीपल वांट। या एनीथिंग एल्स?
It was a nice session, and I have got so many insights from you. Thank
थैंक
you.
यू।
Guys, if you have any query left, then you may ask, please.
कुछ भी आपको पूछना हो पब्लिक पब्लिक स्पीकिंग या डिबेट से रिलेटेड, तो भी आप पूछ सकते हैं, बिकॉज आई हैव बीन एक्टिव इन द डिबेटिंग सर्किट and I am very thankful for providing me with this opportunity to talk to you, to speak on this GD topic. Initially, I was not very sure that I want to speak on this because GD पर अभी तक मैंने उतना बोला नहीं है, but I was given this responsibility and here it is, and now you all can say that it was good or bad,
So thanks from our side actually.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon, sir. So basically, I want to ask, like, there is some difference between GD and debate. Like in
Yeah.
debate, we have to restrict to the favor, ya to against. Okay, but can we shift in the GD? Like we can change our mind from the favor or against the favor. We can be a neutral. Is there is any necessary to stuck with the single point?
नो सो मीन्स जीडी में उस तरह से आपको साइड नहीं लेनी होती जैसे डिबेट्स में लेनी होती है बट बट
Yes,
अदर
sir.
बट हाँ बट आपने तो ऐसा पॉइंट आपने जो भी पॉइंट रेस किया है जीडी में भी ऑलवेज कराए कि आप और जो बातें करें उसके अराउंड ही बात करें ऐसा ना हो कि आप आपकी एक बात आपकी दूसरी बात को कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर दे क्योंकि अगर आप आपकी एक बात आपकी दूसरी बात को कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट करेगी तो ऐसा समझा जाएगा कि दैट यू डोंट हैव अ फिक्स माइंडसेट कि आप बहुत वॉलेटाइल हैं आप खुद ही श्योर नहीं है कि आप बोलना क्या चाहते हैं तो इसलिए
And
जीडी और
one thing,
डिबेट्स
sir,
में
like if
डिफरेंस है
the
या
topic is so much controversial, like it may be between the girls and men, any topic, gender equality, so it would be
या
better to be a neutral instead of taking a either side of it, whether it be girls or boys.
हाँ देखिए मतलब न्यूट देखिए इसमें भी न्यूट्रल वर्ड जो है ना न्यूट्रल वर्ड का मतलब जरूरी नहीं है कि आप एकदम बीच में रहें आप हो सकता है आप
Yes, sir.
कोई एक साइड ना लें उसके अलावा भी लेकिन आप थोड़ा सा टिल्टेड हो सकते हैं थोड़ा सा इधर या थोड़ा सा उधर हो
Yes,
सकते
sir.
हैं उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है बट इस मतलब
Yes,
ऐसी
sir.
कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है कि आप तो पूरी तरह उस तरफ जाना है जीडी में आप बोल सकते हैं दैट आई एग्री विद दिस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्स बट आई ऑल्सो एग्री विद वाई पॉइंट ऑफ हिम तो दो अलग अलग साइड की बातों से आप एक टाइम पे एग्री कर सकते हैं और मतलब जो लाइफ है ना लाइफ तो यस या नो या ब्लैक एंड वाइट नहीं है लाइफ ग्रे है इसी तरह ये
Yes, sir.
धीरे धीरे टॉपिक्स हैं या और चीजें भी हैं तो अब जो हम स्कूल में सीखते थे ना कि हम सवाल का आंसर या तो यस होता है या नो होता है ट्रू और फॉल्स तो ट्रू और फॉल्स के अलावा एक तीसरा ऑप्शन भी लाइफ में होता है और वहीं वो जीडी में आएगा भाई आप इन 3 सालों में सीखने वाले हो तो ब्लैक और व्हाइट के अलावा ग्रे है फर्क इतना है कि उस ग्रे में कितना व्हाइट है कितना ब्लैक है ये आपको फाइंड आउट करना है या आपके लिए कितना व्हाइट है कितना ब्लैक है तो बस बात यही है कि आप जो भी बोल रहे हैं आपको उसके लिए रीजंस देने होंगे वो रीजंस आपके आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हो सकते हैं कोई फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स हो सकती हैं किसी फेमस ऑथर राइटर का प्रोवर्ब हो सकता है कोई थ्योरी हो सकती है कोई बुक हो सकती है कुछ आपने पढ़ा हो या आपके अपने एक्सपीरियंस हो सकते हैं किसी और के एक्सपीरियंस हो सकते हैं बट आप जो भी बोल रहे हैं स्टेटमेंट कोई भी दे देता है कोई भी मैं बोल दूं तो चांद दिन में निकलता है तो मेरे कहने से नहीं मानने वाले ना उसके लिए तो मुझे रीजनिंग देनी पड़ेगी तो अदर मैं ये बोल दूं कि चांद दिन में भी रहता है तो हो सकता है कोई ऐड करे तो ना ऐड करे फिर मैं उसमें उसमें रीजनिंग ये दे दूं कि चांद दिन में भी रहता है लेकिन सूरज की रोशनी में नजर नहीं आता जब एक्स वाई जेड में कोई भी रीजन दे दूं तो वो फिर बात ना रीजन की आ जाएगी रीजन कितना वैलिड है या इनवैलिड है वो आपको या ऑब्जर्वर को देखना होगा तो इसलिए कोई एक साइड लेना कंपलसरी नहीं है आप ले भी सकते हैं आप नहीं भी ले सकते हैं या
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Like in GD, it's all about sharing your opinion with facts and figures, I feel, है ना?
राइट और बस इतना है कि ये जीडी हो या डिबेट हो या कोई भी इवेंट हो इसमें आपको ये भी देखना है कि आप पर्सनली या इमोशनली आप किस तरफ जा रहे हैं और आप क्या बोल रहे हैं वो दोनों अलाइन भी हो सकते हैं अलग भी हो सकते हैं हो सकता है आप किसी जीडी में ये बोल रहे हैं दैट सपोर्ट आप बोल रहे हैं दैट गर्ल्स कैन वियर शॉर्ट्स और गर्ल्स शुड वियर शॉर्ट्स बट हो सकता है पर्सनल लाइफ में या फैमिली लाइफ में आप जिस गांव में या जिस शहर में रहते हैं मे बी आप नहीं चाहेंगे कि आपकी फैमिली में आपके सिस्टर वगैरह तो पहने तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं और जो आपकी पर्सनल थिंकिंग है वो दोनों वेरी भी कर सकती हैं तो ये आपको देखना है कि आप जो बोल रहे हैं वो आप उस थिंकिंग से अलाइन करते भी हैं या नहीं करते हैं अच्छा तो यही रहता है कि आप जो सोचते हैं आप वही बोलें बट बहुत बार क्या है ये सब एक जीडी हो इंटरव्यू हो ये सब एक गेम बन के रह जाता है कि उसमें 100 नंबर है 100 में से आप कितने ला सकते हो और गेम में बहुत बार आप सिर्फ जीतते हो आप ये नहीं सोचते कैसे जीत रहे हो तो ये सब
Yes.
आपके ऊपर है, आपके पर्सनल व्यूज तो आप लाना चाहते हो नहीं लाना चाहते हो, और ऐसे डिबेट्स में होता है आपका पर्सनल व्यू कुछ और होता है और बहुत बार आपको उसके अगेंस्ट भी बोलना पड़ जाता है। या
Yeah, cool. Any query left, guys? I think we should wrap up now.
ऑल राइट।
Okay. Thank you so much, Karthik sir, for joining.
So you people are from which year?
Most people are from second year, I guess. Year, second year.
Okay, all right. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure talking to
Basically, it
you
was.
all. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
sure.
was saying that basically it was a committee of first year students only, and first year students अभी आए नहीं है, so only second year students are there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, also told Dolly that I have been member of CDF in the
Yeah,
2015 and 16 session. Yeah,
yeah, I got to know from Dolly that.
yeah. So it was a pleasure talking to you all. Thank you very much. After the future may event, do let me know. I would try
Yeah, so
if I can
surely
be
we will
there.
conduct one more session in future too with you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much, sir.
Namaskar sabko. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you,
Namaste.
sir. Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Bye.
Yes, sir.